Hi, this is Russ Hovendick, and I just wanted to touch base with you with regards to the military interviewing worksheets. And this was designed after working with a number of military personnel through the years. What I found is that many times, because of the interviews that are being set up, there's a number of them, and what presented, I guess, from that was that individuals have a tough time keeping track of what actually was going on. And so what we've done here is created a worksheet to help you keep track of the interviews that you're going on, analyze companies, from the interview to kind of keep that in check and in the back of your mind so that you can use these forms and evaluate one interview to the next. And as you go through, you may have 5, 10 interviews. And what this does is allows you to keep in mind the good points, the bad points, that type of thing, whether it's of interest going forward. Also has a rating system to help you do that. So what I want to do right now is to just walk you through interview form so that you have a good understanding of what I was thinking when I put it together, and that you can use it and utilize it to your benefit. So let's just start out, and we're talking about the company that you're going in to interview with. You may have had a connection right with the company right away, so that you can take and put their contact information in their phone, email address. I think it's very important to be able to remember what they do and the type of products that they produce, and so we put that in that category. And then also the size of company, the number of employees, and it sounds kind of maybe that it's not essential, but I think it really is many times, is to understand their mission statement. So in this part, I encourage you just to kind of do a summary of their mission statement, what they believe in, what they're about, that way. And then the date that you applied for the position, the type of position or the actual title of the position, the location or locations as well, and what the salary expectations, or maybe if they gave you a salary range of what you could expect, and some of the fringe benefits in terms of bonus and profit sharing and those types of things. You may have been presented by a recruiting agency. One of the things that I hear many times is they'll say, well, did I talk to you about an opportunity? Can you refresh my mind? What this does is allows you to present yourself a lot more professional and organized. So you might call the recruiting agency that you were put in there. You know the agency's name on that particular assignment. You know the recruiter, his phone number or her phone number, and their email address, and so their contact information. So you're on top of your game when you actually make that call back in, or you converse via email. So as we interview, what I encourage people to do is to consider what are my strengths for this position and to put those in there. So like in this particular example, team player, supervised many as 15 in the military, whatever the case may be. But I think it's also important to be realistic. What are maybe the weaknesses that you found coming out of that interview, whether it's a phone interview or whether it's an on-site interview? So what are the company, like in this situation, company preference for Six Sigma lean manufacturing background, for instance. If you don't have it in your background, or you're just maybe have limited exposure in these areas, that might be a weakness that you want to consider as you go forward. Why do you want to put that in there? Because maybe you can take and from that go online and get some additional information that's going to help you in those areas to understand. You may say, I don't have a lot of hands-on knowledge, but I'm very, very strong in the concepts and that type of thing, and be able to share those concepts back so that they get an understanding, so that you can overcome maybe some of that in the interview. Why are you interested in the company? They have strong financials, growing company. They've got what I think is very important for military people is, do they have a strong training program? Do they have a system that you can plug into that would almost guarantee you success? When we're dealing with humans, you can't always guarantee 100% success, but if they have strong training programs that you can buy into that will help you in your process as you grow with that company, very, very key, and set the foundation for you. What are my concerns? It may be a great company. They may be very strong financially. They may be growing. They may have all that. But, you've traveled the world. You've lived in a lot of different places, and you and your wife maybe have said, hey, I want to settle down. We want this to be our last move. We're going to be by grandparents, whatever the case may be. And if the company requires you to move every 2 years in order to get promoted, Doesn't mean it's not the right opportunity, but you need to factor that in your decision. Might be, well, I realize that I'm not going to get promoted quickly, but it allows me to be close to family and friends. That might be a overriding thing. Or if they do require you to move every 2 years, are you willing to make that type of commitment in order to be promoted? Is this a career move or a job move? I think it's really important. Sometimes you're trying to put food on your table. You say, well, you know what, this could be a short interim. They might provide me with some of the skill sets that I need to take and progress my career. I'm willing to take that welding position or whatever the case may be to gain some more industry skills to allow me in the next position to be a career advancement situation as opposed to just taking a job. And so you have to weigh that out. What do they provide? That type of thing. We also looking at the anticipated decision date. They may say, well, we're not ready to make a decision for the next 2 weeks or three weeks, whatever the case may be. You put that in there. What's anticipated? When are they looking for you to start? Your acceptance date. What's the accepted salary? When are they looking? The start date. It may be that you've been offered that. You can put that in there at that point too. Your acceptance date, when you're going to be starting, what you accepted your salary at, so you can keep all that straight. The next phase of this is really evaluating the company. Okay, so what is your level of interest on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? What is your level of interest at this point from what you know at this particular stage? Now that may change as we look in the next category in looking at interview number 2. All that may change dramatically. Okay, you may have, your interest may go up, it may go down with the more that you know about the company, but this helps you to gauge where you're at. Another part that I think is really important, do you fit their culture? From your standpoint, what your values are in life, that type of thing. Are they a work-life balance situation? If you have a family and you're trying to spend more time with your family, now you've been, in remote parts of the world and you're saying, hey, I would want to be with my family. Well, if this is what I would term an Iron Man mentality type environment where they're saying, unless you work 80 hours, you're not committed, well, then you want to rate it accordingly. Location, how does it fit you and your family, that type of thing. Job satisfaction, can you see yourself being really satisfied in this? Is this where your heart and your passion lies? And so you can rate it accordingly. How about that immediate supervisor? You've got to meet them. How does it fit? How's that rapport between you? And on a scale of 1 to 10. Going on the next one, does it give the growth potential that you're looking for? And going on to the next one, my skill fit. And what I mean by that is, do the skills that I bring, you might be coming from a maintenance background, for instance, are these transferable to the work environment that we're talking about? And now going back on the training systems, and I think training systems are absolutely so key for individuals coming out of military to look at what does a company offer. So training skills or training systems in place to help you be successful. If you've got the characteristics and values, that type of thing, if they've got a good training system, your chances of success are extremely improved. What I find a lot of times is some companies will kind of throw you to the wolves right out of the blocks. You have to make your own way. There's not a lot of training and systems in place. They're just saying, hey, sink or swim type environment. Boy, that's got to be a really strong consideration for you. What are you looking for that way? The pay range. And one of the things I would caution coming out of military, because there's so many facets to your pay in the military, you're probably not going to step out from military into the private sector and demand the same type of salary. And it's fine if that's what you want, but I always tell people, got to be realistic. Okay, take a look at it. What does the pay make sense, and then you can rate it that way. Real critical part with employment within the civilian sector is, how do they view prior military? Do they have already a bias towards military? They see you as being rigid. They see you as maybe too conformable sometimes. Do they see you as a true leader? Do they have a bias against military? Because that needs to be factored in If you go into an environment that absolutely embraces military, they love military, your chances of survival and success with that environment are going to be greatly enhanced. So when you get done, you have a total of your points allotted in this. And then so you have your interviews going forward. You might go to a third interview status. And so when I talk about interviewing, your number one interview might be a phone interview from that, and then going second might be either a second phone interview, might be a on-site interview, and then the final interview as well. So you can rate those coming out, and you're going to find that they'll change as you go forward in the process. But this just helps you to solidify them in your mind, where you stand, your interest level, right on down the line. But one of the things that directional motivation is really geared for is to help you, and we want you to know that we want to assist you in any way we possibly can. I'll have a book coming out shortly with regards to the military transitioning back into civilian that I think would be very, very beneficial. If there's something that I can do specifically to help you, and some things that we can provide that would be a better benefit for you, I want to know. You can email me at russ@directionalmotivation.com. Be more than happy to help you. I encourage you to take a look at some of the different things that we are offering, and we're also going to be offering a lot more services going forward. But I also have a membership site that's going to be forthcoming, which will be pretty cool, because we're going to interview industry executives and or have an open forum where you can interview them. We'll also have archived conversations with industry executives to help you prepare and to help you gear your search as well. And then we'll also be offering a number of different services along that side. Just everything geared to help you guys. Would love to help you. If there's anything that we can do, just let us know. Thanks again for letting us be of service, and thank you so much for your service for us in this country. Thank you.